Okay, so on this page we're going to do 29 through 37. On 29, it says which is the y-intercept of the line represented by the equation. So I have 2x minus y is equal to 28. I'm going to show you how to find the y-intercept in an easier way. If it's in standard form like this, all you do is set x to 0, which pretty much just makes it go away. And so I have negative y is 28. Divide by negative 1, my y-intercept is negative 28. So then your answer for that one is going to be A. On number 30, it says which is the x-intercept. So I have 5y is equal to negative 50 minus x. So to find the x-intercept, we set y to 0, or it goes away. So I have 0 is equal to negative 50 minus x. I'd rather add over the x. And so then x would be equal to negative 50. And so then the one that has that is going to be D. For 31 and 32, they're asking for all 3 pieces of information, so an x-intercept, a y-intercept, and a slope. So on 31, the first thing I'm going to find is the x and y-intercepts since they're in standard form. I have x plus 2y is equal to 5. Set the x to 0 and you get a y-intercept. So 0 plus 2y is 5. To get y by itself, divide by 2. My y-intercept is 5 over 2. To get the x-intercept, all you do is set y to 0. And that goes away, so x-intercept is 5. So looking through the options, when y is 0 and x is 5, you either have B or C, and then they both have the correct y-intercept. So we do need to find the slope, which will either be negative 1/2 or negative 2. So I need to write my original equation then in slope-intercept form to identify that. So if I have this, I need to subtract x, or 1x, and I have 2y is equal to negative 1x plus 5. Divide by 2, so my slope is negative 1/2, so then that means B is the correct answer. On number 32, it says what are the slope, x-intercepts, and y-intercepts again. So I'm going to start with the x and y-intercepts. So I have 3y is equal to 6x plus 9. So find the x-intercept, you set y to 0. So I have 0 is equal to 6x plus 9. Subtract, probably actually the 6x would be easier. And then divide by the negative 6. So I have negative 6x is equal to 9. Divide by negative 6. X is going to be equal to 3 over 2, and it's negative, which is the same as negative 1.5. To find the y-intercept, we set x to 0, so I have 3y is equal to 6 times 0 plus 9. So this goes away, so we divide by 3, and y is equal to 3. So looking through your responses, it looks like the only one that actually has an x-intercept of negative 1.5 is C or D. And then looking at their y-intercepts, only one of them has a y-intercept of 3. So your answer is actually already C without having to find the slope. If you wanted to find the slope, go back to your original, divide by 3, and you would have gotten 2 anyway. Okay, number 33 asks for the same 3 pieces of information. I'll start with x and y-intercept. My original is 5y is equal to 10x minus 15. So to find the y-intercept, we set the x to 0. So 5y is equal to negative 15 because it just goes away, remember. Divide by 5, y is equal to negative 3. So looking for y-intercepts of negative 3, it looks like only one has that, so I actually don't need to go any further. So again, a good tip is to eliminate before you keep moving on. B is the only one that has a y-intercept of negative 3, so that's going to be my answer. Okay, so then on 34. 34 reads, for every 6 pair of jeans sold, a store sells 8 pairs of dress pants. During the last 2 weeks, the store sold 18 fewer pairs of jeans than dress pants. What is the most likely number of pairs of jeans sold by the store during this period? So I have 6 pairs of jeans over dress pants. And it says that they sold 18 fewer jeans, so x minus 18, and the jeans amount will just be x. So this is actually a proportion. You're going to solve it. 6x is equal to 8x, minus 144. And then we're going to subtract 8x. So we're finding x first, which is actually the dress pants. Then we need to plug that back in to actually find the, because we're looking for the number of jeans. So that's going to be the top number. Divide by -2, x is equal to positive 72. But that again is going to be your number of dress pants. So we need to actually find the jeans. So 72 minus 18 is 54. So the answer actually on number 34 is C. They're trying to throw you off and have you choose D since that's what it said here. But make sure you know what they're asking. 35 is going to be another type of proportion. It says the ratio of preselected songs to caller requested songs on the radio is 7:2. How many caller requested songs will most likely be played in a set of 100? So the caller requested is 2 out of 9. So I added the 7 and the 2 is equal to, we're looking for x, how many of the caller requested out of a total of 100. And you're going to cross multiply and solve. So I get 9x is equal to 200. Divide by 9. And x is going to be about 22 point something. So when you divide that in, B would be then the correct answer. Okay, so then the next one is 36 and 37. They're actually going to be similar. 36 says, which equation best represents the data in the table if the math class grade Y depends on the number of days absent X? So we already have a Y-intercept because that's when X is 0, which is days absent, so 0.95. So I can rule out A and C that don't have a Y-intercept of 95. Next thing I need to find is the slope using any 2 points. So I'm going to use the first two. Y goes on top, and technically that's going to be the grade. So I'm going to have 88 minus 95 over 3 minus 0. Remember, slope is y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. And this is going to be negative 7 over 3. And the one that has the negative 7 over 3 slope as well as the 95 y-intercept is going to be B. 37 is a similar slope type of problem. It says the population of California in 1990 was approximately 30 million people. Since 1990, the population has increased linearly to 33 and 1 million people in 2000. Which equation represents the relationship between the population of California, P in millions, and the number of years since 1990? So your starting value or your y-intercept is actually 30. Because that's going to be your starting population or the first year. And that's your first ordered pair. And then 10 years later, in 2000, you're going to have 10 years later, and it was 33.1. So again, looking at your options, you can rule out B and D that don't have a y-intercept of 30 or the B value of 30. So now we need to find the number in front of T, which is actually your slope, by using the slope formula. 33.1 minus 30 over 10 minus 0. So this is going to be 3.1 over 10, which is, again, you just move your decimal place 1 over when you divide by 10, so it's 0.31. So looking for the number in front of T, that's 0.31 out of A and C is going to be A. So again, your y-intercept or your B value came here, and this is your M or the number in front of T in this case.